Hi Karen, hi Kim, can you hear me? Please tell me you can hear me. Please tell me you can hear me. Please, 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 can anybody hear me? Oh, thank goodness. I don't know what happened yesterday. Anyway, let me start at the beginning. Hi there, I'm Casey Christensen. I'm your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in West Kelowna, BC, where it's weird. Kelowna's weird right now. It's supposed to be summer. I don't know what's going on. We're just not getting summer. So I don't know what's going on here. But we're supposed to have a heat wave coming up. So there's that. And the heat wave's coming up right on my 4 days work stretch. So I'll be in the air conditioning, which isn't the worst thing. Happy to see you both. Super happy that my sound is working. I did a fun video yesterday, and I couldn't, was it yesterday? It might not have been yesterday. It might have been Tuesday. And I couldn't post it because there was no sound, and I still to this day don't know what I did wrong. However, there's sound now. So let me just adjust my camera a little bit. I think I'm too far one direction or the other. And I'm a little, there we go. There we go. That's a little better. Okay, okay. Great. So, nice to see you both. I'm thrilled that you're here. Today, I thought we would play. I've been playing with the butterflies for a few days, and I'm not quite finished playing with the butterflies because I'm really enjoying them. But today, I thought I would give this a go. I haven't used this yet. This is the Let's Set Sail. Like a dummy, when I placed my order, I ordered one part and not the other part. It's something I do. It's unique to me. One part and not the other part. So today I got my other part. So now I can play with it. So very excited. So it's right here on page 80 in your catalog. And it's called Let's Set Sail. And be sure and get the bundle like I didn't, because it's nice to have both pieces. And it's super cute, right? So yeah, let's play with this today. So I'm going to use a little bit of the New Horizons paper while I can still use it. It's still current, so I can use it. So it's kind of a cheater thing, right? Because I can get my mountains and my water without having to create them. Not that I mind creating them, but this is just a fun card I saw on Pinterest and thought it would be fun. There are actually a few different papers in there that you could use for a card such as this. So we're looking for some water. This is my favorite of them, so I'm going to use that one today. We're basically looking for some water, and so I'm going to start off with the animals on the other side. Other side of what, Kimmy? Are you seeing animals? I'm not seeing animals. Yes, it is my favorite too. It's too bad that it's going to expire, I think, at the end of this month. I'm not sure. Don't quote me. Oh, yes, I do love the animals on the other page. Absolutely. Don't quote me, but it is going to expire. I know that for sure. I know it didn't make it into the new catalog, but I just can't remember offhand exactly when it's not going to happen anymore. Okay? So, I've got a few things here. I've got some inks. We're going to use the Painted Texture Embossing Folder, one of my favorites, as you know. And our layering circle dies. These are an absolutely must-have. If you don't have them, you need them. So we're going to start with my card base is going to be the Basic White Thick. Okay, so your standard size, 5.5 by 8.5. And scored at 4 1/4. So that's just your standard there. And now what we're going to do is we're going to cut a piece of Whisper White to use for our card bit here. So I'm going to cut this 4 1/4 by 5.5, okay? Oh, the New Horizons paper is going to be expiring. It's not expired yet, but it is going to expire. So there we go. So this is going to be a portion of my front of my card. And I also need a piece of, this is Night of Navy. I also need a piece of native navy, which I am going to cut for the moment at the same size because I'm undecided what size I want it to be. So you know that's how I roll. I just cut everything the same size and then trim down in little increments. So 5.5 by 4.25 for the navy piece as well. And then we're going to play it by ear how we want things to be. So we'll start with the navy piece. I know I do want a little bit of a show here. Not a lot, just a tiny bit of a show, okay, on the front of my card here. So let's just take off, let's start by just taking off a notch for the moment and see how that looks to me. Keep your little strips. Those are going to come in handy later when I do a scrappy class, which I will be doing. As soon as I get enough strips in my box, then I make a decision to do a scrappy demo, but so far I'm still collecting. So here we go. All right, so that's all I need. I just want a little bit of a show here. Now I'm going to do the same thing with my white piece, but my white piece I'm going to take it down by 2 notches. Okay, and then everything will be sort of synchronized. I don't know if that's the right word to be using for crafting, but that's the word I'm using, synchronized. Everything will be very synchronized. I like that word, so that's the word I'm using. Okay, now let's see how this looks here. You know, I think I want it to be, yeah, it should have been 2 notches. Sorry, little brain fart, little tiny one. That's okay. First layer 1 notch, second layer 2 notch. Okay, so there we go. That ought to be good now. So now what we're going to do, and I'm going to get some washi tape, and I'm going to have to use my big cutter because I want to have the magnetic, I want to use the magnetic plate, so I need to use the bigger, the big emboss and cut machine. So we're going to take our piece here, and I'm going to get out my largest of my layering circles. So that's this big dude right here, okay? And what I want to do is I want to place it so that this side here and this side here and this side here are relatively the same size all the way around, okay? And we're just going to cut that, we're just going to cut that out with a layering circle. And that looks about right to me. Okay, so let's just cut that. Okay, so there's our little layer. Remember to remove your washi tape really slowly so that it doesn't damage your paper. Now you'll notice when you cut this, you do get a little frame around here. It's barely noticeable, but it's there, and I quite like that. I really do. So this piece I'm going to save. I'm going to put it in the Dexter dish. And there it is. So now we have our piece here that's going to go on our card. Hang on 1 second. Now, we still need to do one other thing here, and that is that I want to use my embossing folder here, and this is the Painted Texture, one of my faves. I've practically worn this little sucker out. I like it so much. So we're going to take our embossing folder, and we're going to emboss this. Now, it's important that you cut your circle out first and then emboss, because if you emboss and then cut your circle out, you're going to flatten out your embossing when you run it through a second time for your circle. Oh yes, I've done that many times, Kim, many times, pulled it off too fast. You need to do it really slowly, otherwise it will tear the paper. And of course that depends on how hard you push it down too, to stick it on in the first place. I mean, you could be a little gingerly, especially I could have, because I'm using the magnetic cutting plate. But, okay, so here we are. Remember, we're going to load it into the machine, fold first, and we're going to make sure that our Stampin' Up symbol is facing us. That way the embossing will be as it's intended to be. Okay, so let's just pop that through. I had that thing in my hand. There it is. There it is. So I'm working a lot right now, which is, you know, I haven't worked in a pretty long time, and there's such a shortage here. I mean, if you ever wanted to come to Kelowna, you'd be hired for something in a heartbeat, because there's such a shortage of, I don't know if it's a shortage everywhere, but it certainly seems to be in Kelowna. So here we are. This is sort of what we're aiming for here. So I've got my lovely embossed piece there. I think I got it fairly even. Now we're going to take our piece of paper here, and we're going to see where we want to place this. Now you see, I want some water. So I'm kind of going to do this. Do I want some pink? No, I don't need any of that pink stuff. Where can I? Well, this would be good, because here it's got some of the pink stuff and lots of water still. Okay, so I'm just going to take my pencil, if I can find one, and I'm just going to kind of mark that so that I know that's where I want to cut this. Ish. It doesn't have to be exactly that, but that's kind of like where I want to cut it, ish. So let's get this out. I'll just use this baby guy. I can't see my marks. Okay, there it is. Okay, and then another one. Where's my other mark? There it is. All right. I love it. I make these marks and then I can't see them. It's the reflection, actually. There we go. And we could have left that one whole, but why waste the paper if it's just going to be sitting in behind something, right? May as well collect as much of the paper back as we can and not waste anything. Okay. Okay, so I know that if I place I cut it in such a way that I've got my top. I know that if I place the top of my paper on the back here at the top, don't worry about what the bottom's doing, just at the top, then I know I've got my scenery where I want it, okay? Okay, so what I'm going to do, though, is, while I've got it at this stage, I want to take my stamp here and give myself some birds. I think it's really important to have some birds in this scene, and I have some cute little birds here. Look at the stamps in here. This is so cute, right? This is good for anything. Hope it's your best day ever. That's birthday, anything. I mean, maybe not Christmas, but Father's Day, birthdays, celebrations of any kind, really. Adventure awaits, which is cool if you know somewhere's going on a vacation or an exotic holiday like I'm not doing. Let your dreams set sail, right? This is just such a cute set. So I'm going to get my birds out. And it is the set that has, it is the polyfold, you know the word I'm trying to say. So I've got all my nice little places to put my stamps. That word just does not flow out of me easily, does it? So I've got all the nice places to put my stamps. So for the moment, all I really want is my birds. So let's get my little block. Oh, even maybe my little block. Yeah. Okay. Now, some people like to do these birds in black. I have a tendency to do them in navy blue. I just find the navy blue a little softer. I kind of compared it to cross stitch. Remember when we do cross stitch and they tell you to outline everything in black? I never did. I always outlined everything in dark brown because it was just softer than, you know, jet black. So I'm just going to lay this on here so I know where I want my birds. It's not going to go on there quite like this, but I just want to know where I want my birds. Okay, let's get that out of the way. I don't need that anymore. So let's figure out where I want my birds. So I'm going to stamp them in Night of Navy. And I want to do a sample stamp first. I want to know how this stamp works, okay? Because sometimes the stamps can surprise me. Oh, it's lovely. Okay, and don't press too hard or your birds get, I don't know how to explain to you what they get, but don't push too hard because your birds will get that way. There we go. Look at that. How cute are those birds? Pardon me. Cutie patootie little birds there. All right. So now what I want to do is I want this to be, that's all the stamping we're going to do there. I want this to be popped up. I want that, I want this area to be popped up from the circle on the front, okay? So I'm just going to take some dimensionals or hunks of dimensionals, because as you know, I'm using things up. I'm being really good about that. I'm using things up, which always makes me feel good. All right, so let's get some, I may as well use the dimensionals this way though. I think I'd like to at this point. So, there we go. Come on. Well, that's a fussy little guy. It just doesn't want to leave the page. Does not want to leave the page. All right. And I think because of the way this card is, I think I want them here too. Okay. Now this could be a tricky business for me, but we'll see how we go. I noticed there's a little something on this. Let's see if I can get it off. It's just a little something. I'll see if I can hide it, but I don't want to waste a piece of paper, but there's a little something on it that I don't know if you can see it, but I can see it. Yep, and it's not coming off, so we'll have to figure out what that is. It almost looks like it's printed on the paper, but I don't know why it's there. I don't know what it is. That's okay. So now we're going to take this, and I suggest you do it this way. Make sure you got it the right way up. We're just going to place that. Okay, so we've got our nice little birds, and we've got a little bit of an indent there on our circle, which is perfect. That's exactly what I was after. Now, next we're going to put it on here, and I'm trying to decide. I am going to pop it up onto here as well, but look what we've got here. We've got an extra layer. Okay, so what it's going to require is, let me think. How am I going to have to handle this? Yes. So what we're going to have to do here is we're going to have to put dimensionals here and here, but glue here, all right? Otherwise, we have uneven layers because there's dimensionals here and no dimensionals here. Yes, yeah. Sometimes, especially with the photopolymer, see, I said it, I'm capable. If you press too hard, it squishes the stamp down and you get messy birds. We don't want messy birds. Messy birds aren't fun. So we're going to put some dimensionals down here at the bottom. And then I'm gonna put a third one just because. No real reason, just because I want to and I can. And then we're gonna glue this so that we don't have a difference in our layers, right? So, and we can glue it all over. Make sure it's good and attention to the outside edges, okay? Sorry, you're gonna get my hair. I need this to be perfect. Okay, and there we have it. All right, so there's our first layer of our card, and that's going to be put on here. And actually, I can go ahead and do that because the rest I can build on top of it. You see where we're going with that? Okay, so now I am going to use my tape gun. And let's pop that down here. Nope, it moved. Don't move, don't move. There we go. So give that a good pop down. And there's the basics of our card. So now let's do the fun part. Not that that wasn't fun, but let's do the fun part. Yeah, that's kind of pretty, isn't it? Okay. All right. So next, we're going to get some paper that we can stamp on. And we're going to get our boat pieces. So we're going to need a few blocks. Let's do this. We got 2 sail pieces. We also have a water piece, but I don't think we're going to do the water piece. I don't think it fits with this particular card, but I will show it to you after. And then we've also got our actual boat. Okay. I don't think we can do the water piece, but let me have a look at it. I don't think we have room in this particular card, but there is this little piece here, which is meant to be the reflection on the water, okay? But I don't believe we have room for it in this card, but let's have a look. No, I don't believe so. It would go down here, you know, like this, and then the boat would go above it. Can you see that okay? No soggy middles. No, never soggy middles, except for maybe mine. I have a soggy middle these days. I'll tell you what, wine country? Wow. I live in wine country. It's not necessarily a good thing, but okay, so I'm going to stamp my boat in soft suede. I do want it to be a darker brown, so I'm going to stamp my boat in soft suede. Oh, look at that. I've got stuff all over the corner there and I don't want it. Hang on while I grab a paper towel here. I've got ink on the corner of my block, and I know me. That's going to end up somewhere that I don't want it for sure. Okay, so again, gingerly on this. Okay, you just want to lay it down. Give it a second for the paper to absorb the ink. Just hang on to it for a second, just like that. And there you go. Nope, I don't like it. I need to do another one. Good thing paper has 2 sides, right? Oh, and I've got ink on there again. I guess it's just the way I'm doing it. I found that the one side of the boat wasn't dark enough. I could do it on the Stamparatus, but let's try this, okay? Let's just give this a go. See if I can get a more even stamp. It looks more even to me. Keep in mind, you don't want it too close to the edge because we're going to need to use our punch for this. And you want to do these one at a time, trust me. Unless you're going to do them all over the page, you need room for your punch to work. Okay? Much better. Much better. Okay, so let's do that. I'm going to grab my cleaner, quick like a bunny. Oh, this way. And I just want to clean off those 2 stamps that I just used. The birds and the sailboat. Just keep them clean. Always a good idea to keep things clean. And I do have a tendency to clean them right away. I just do. I didn't used to, but then I found I was staining my stamps a little more than necessary. So, all right, so let's get this guy in here. Now, what do we need to do to get it in there? I think we need to make this piece of paper smaller. So we can do that. Okay. Now I'll just pop this in here. Did I leave myself something to hang on to? Not really, but that's okay, because guess what? I can do this. Give myself a handle. There we go. Post-it notes, eh? You gotta love post-it notes. They're so handy. All right, let's see how well I can do this. Some days are better than others. That looks pretty good. There we go. Look at that. How cute is that? And look, I got a couple of sails. You could save this if you want. The alternate thing is, like, I'm stamping and then cutting. If you were really, really good, which I'm not, I could take my paper, Yes, I did get them from Amazon. I could take my paper like this. I could cut out all 3 of my pieces at the same time and then go and stamp them. But I'm not that good. I'm not going to get those stamps straight, and then it's going to make me crazy. So hang on to the little sails. Maybe you're able to do that. I'm certainly not going to waste them. They're perfectly sail shaped, so I'm gonna keep them. I'll hang on to that because I can use it again. Now I need a couple of sails. I was thinking of doing my sails in Sahara sand, but now I'm wondering if I should use a color, like maybe, what do I have that I can use? I could use balmy blue. I could use yellow. I'm undecided. Or if I should just stick with, because there's enough going on here. You know what? I might stick with this. Let's see how it looks anyway. So I've got dark brown for my boat. Let's do a couple of these and see what they look like. Now, there is something on this. I need to clean this. I need to clean this even before I use it because I'm seeing a little bit of a circular marking. Let's just clean it. I'm seeing a marking on the stamp that I'm not crazy about. So let's just clean that off a little bit and see what we get. All right, so let's just do that again. Better. And then the other side, and do the other sail. Yeah. Okay. Let's see how it looks. Let's just see how it looks, okay? So I'm going to scrap that one. That one's not going to work for me. I'll just put that, and let's see what I need to do to make this work. Okay, definitely got this backwards. All right, I'm going to use my Post-it note. You have to give a little thought as to how you're going to cut it, right? How it's going to fit into the... Okay, so this one's not too bad. There's one. And here's the other. And that one needs to be cut this way. And I'll need to use my Post-it note to hang on to it. They're tricky little things. Okay, now believe it or not, I have to look at this to see how it, nope. Okay, so it's this way, and then this way. Can you see it? What do we think? Too brown? Like I could have maybe used a darker brown for my, we don't want it to be overly colorful. What do you think of that? It is kind of what it would look like, or should I have done a darker brown? I could have done early espresso for the boat. I'm wondering about that. What do you think? I do quite like it though. Yeah, I'm going to go with it. I guess I'll go with it. Okay. All right, so this little sail is going to get left. Look at that. I can hide my little thing. That makes me happy. That little thing that was on there, I have no idea what it is or where it came from, but it looks like I can hide it. Okay? Yippee skippy. I love it when that happens. So let's pop it down a little bit. Now, I'm going to use a tiny dimensional strip on here. And the reason I want to do that is I really want the boat to stand out a little bit. So I'm just going to cut a little strip off the edge of my things here. which means that mast is going to be hanging in the balance because I don't think, well, maybe I can. Oh, a little bit less, a little bit less. Maybe I can cut a thin enough strip to put it on the mast. I don't know, but maybe I'll try. Let's see if I can. Oh, that's some tricky business right there. Holy cow, that's little. But let's try it. Let's see if we can do it. That's very, 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 very little. But I think I can do it. Okay, let's get my little scissors if I can find them. There we go. And cut that excess off. There. Okay. I can just cover up that bit there. Yes. Okay, so let's put that down first. And we'll just about like so, I think. Okay. Now, oh, did I lose one already? Couldn't have. Couldn't have. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Scared me. Cute. This is so cute. Okay, I'm going to use a big dimensional on each of the sails. I think if I have a big dimensional sort of centered like that, I don't think it's going to be the end of the world if it's not up at the top there. Cute. I like it. I like it a lot. And then the little guy here, that's the one that doesn't want to come off. Another one here. I think that's enough. I mean, you could put another dimensional up there if you really, really had your heart set on it. But I kind of think that's enough. Look at that. How cute is that, right? I really like it. Do I have my sail upside down? No, I don't think so. I think it's good where it is. And I managed to hide my little bit and not cover up any birds. Okay, so far so good. I'm liking that. Are you liking that? I think that's kind of cute. But guess what? We need, let's get, we need a sentiment. So let's find ourselves some, here we go. Let's get this. And I think what I'm going to want to do is use, what should I use? Let's stick with this. Let's do Hope It's Your Best Day Ever. Let's do that. So let's see what size we need. Hope It's Your Best Day Ever. So let's see what we need here. I'm just going to cut this. I don't know what size I want this to be yet. So actually I do want to cut the side to side bit though, so I can keep it even, right? So let's cut the side, let's cut the width anyways. I don't know what I'm going to do on the ends, but let's at least cut the width. So we're looking at maybe 1.25 inches width. 1.25 inches width ought to do it. How'd you lose the stamp that quickly? What did I do? What did I do? There it is. There it is. No, I want a little bit more off of it. I want it to be tighter than that. So I'm going to go on here. I'm just going to take off like 2 notches. So I want it to be a little bit tighter. I just find it easier to take off a slim amount on here because I'm able to hold it a little bit better. Yeah, that's what I want. All right, so for this we're going to use the Stamparatus because we're going to emboss this. And so we need to give it one of those first with your embossing buddy. And I'm just going to wipe off the excess so it's not altering the color of my cardstock. And I'm going to get my magnets because I want to put this more in the center. So you see what I'm doing here? I'm centering this on a line here, because if it moves, I need to know that I'm able to put it back on a line. Actually, that one's better because it's a darker line. I don't want to put it up in the corner. Sometimes up in the corner you don't get the coverage that you want when it's up in the corner. So I'm going to put it right about here. I don't know what I want to do with it yet. Well, actually, I kind of in a way do. I think I'm going to put it over like right about there. Okay. And we're going to try and not let the paper move. I really would rather the paper didn't move. So there it is. So let's put a stamp pen under here for balance. Okay. And we're going to get our Versamark. And just give that a good coating of Versamark. Stamp it down, and I can actually see it going down on the paper. That looks pretty good, but I'm going to do it again because my O, and that's why I'm using the Stamparatus. My O is not as good as I want it to be. I can hardly see it actually. So that's the whole reason that we're using the Stamparatus, is to make sure I get a good coverage, but I'm not going to push too hard so that it won't alter my card when I pick it up. Hope it's your best day ever. I think that looks good. You can usually see it, even though it's somewhat invisible. You can see it, especially when you're on a dark cardstock. You can usually see it. So that looks pretty good to me. Let's put my magnet back. And it does look pretty good to me. So what we're going to do now is I've got and did you see in the catalog, I'm kind of jazzed about it. I wonder if I can find it real quick like a bunny. 128, 156. I'm just looking to see if I can find that new tool set we have. And maybe it's not in here. Maybe it's in the other catalog and I can't show it to you yet. I can't remember. I'm sorry. I'm not good at remembering things. Yeah, it might be in the other one. But anyways, there's a new set you can get now. And it's this. It's in Stampin' Up. It's gray. It's this, an embossing buddy, and a really cool set of tweezers. So, and it's really nice. And it has the lid on here. Mine doesn't have the lid. It has the lid on here, though, so that you could safely save, like if you were doing a lot of stuff in white, rather than dump this back into the white container, you could put the lid on it and safely save it for the next time you're going to use it, if you're going to go back and forth with the white. And it is nice. I like having everything matchy-matchy, but I've had this one for a long time, so I'm just going to stick with it. But it is a really, really nice set. Okay, so let's put the lid on that before I make a mess. Okay. So now we're going to get my, I'll just give this a wipe because it's obviously had embossing powder in it that I haven't done a good job of cleaning up. So let's put our piece down here. I'm going to grab myself some, this is just your white embossing powder. And I just thought white was the right thing to do here. It does look quite nice. I'm going to give it a little more. Now I can't tell if that's embossing powder or embossing buddy that I can see a shadow of. I hope it's embossing buddy. Just give it a flick like this to make sure you're getting the stuff off. any excess. I think I got it off. Let me just, okay. And we'll just pop that away so I can close the lid and not have it all over the house. Wouldn't be the first time. Okay. There. Get that messy stuff out of the way. Just going to pop this on here. I don't know what I did with my peg. I used to have a peg to hold it with. I don't seem to have it anymore. And pardon me while I make some noise. Just going to heat that up. Okay. That looks really nice and crisp. Okay. Okay, so let's just brush up. I've got embossing powder, or embossing buddy on it, so it's kind of... Okay, so now let's have a look at this. I think what I'm going to do is flag the end. Let's see what I want to do. Yeah. I'm just going to flag the end just by cutting sort of into the middle-ish. You know, middle-ish. And then I'm going to, I think, right about there, but I want to cut it with the cutter so that it's a nice straight edge. And I think right about, I'll just make a dent with my thumb. That's usually what I do. Just make a dent with my thumbnail. There it is. There it is. And what did I do with the card so fast? All right. See, look how cute that is. I like it. Now, what do I want here? I want something. I want something. Maybe it's, let's see what this would look like. If I can get this undone. This is just this blue and white kind of twine. And I'm trying to see what I could do here. Could I? Maybe. Let's cut some off. I'm not fighting with it. Let's see about what this would look like. Just wound it around twice. And I'm going to give it a little bow if I can. I don't know. I don't know about that. I like the idea of the blue and white striped ribbon, or the twine on the card. I'm just not sure where on the card I want it. Let's take that down a notch. Actually, I'm not minding that at all. Let's have a look. I think what's bothering me is that the twine is bent. Yes, that is what's bothering me. The twine is bent, and I'm not liking that. I want the twine to be straight. That's cute. Do we like it? It's cute, right? Okay. All right, so this is definitely going to have to be popped up, isn't it? Definitely. So let's just cut a piece of this. Little leftover bit, and put that right in the middle. I think that works. And then I think I'm wanting it to come down like that a little bit. Cute. I do like it. I do like it. Do you like it? And then we need some kind of bling, but what kind of bling would work here? Let me have a look. Let me have a look. I'm really not sure what kind of bling we're going to want here. Let's see what our choices are. Now we've got rhinestones that we could color. There's always rhinestones, right? That wouldn't work. These could work, I suppose, although I don't think they're dark enough. I've got black dots. Don't know about those either. I'm so bad at putting things back when I'm finished. I end up with all kinds of stuff in all kinds of places and nothing quite. That doesn't fit in there. Okay, I got pearls. No, I've got these. Hey, these might be nice. These are classic matte dots, and I've got white ones. What about that? White ones on the blue would be quite nice, I think. Yeah, I think white ones on the blue would be pretty nice. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. Why not? Okay, let's have a big one up there. Come on. Oh, goodness me. I need a new stickum. I need a new end. You can buy them. And another little one right about there. What do you think? Is that cute or what? I quite like it. So that's my first jump into the let's set sail. Yep, I quite like it. That's going to be a fun one to play with. There's all kinds of things you can do. Eventually this paper is going to expire, in which case I'm going to go to watercolors, using watercolors and to get my background. But I'm kind of pleased with that card. I hope that you like it. So it's been a busy week around here. Not only am I working more than I had planned on working, my husband's in the process of buying a brand new truck. He's apparently he's getting old. I don't know how that happened because I'm not, but apparently he's getting old, and so he's finding that driving the standard transmission on his big F350 4x4 is getting a bit much on his knees, and so he's bought himself a beautiful new F350. We need that to tow our trailer. A beautiful F350 automatic diesel. So that's fun for him. Well, I imagine it's fun for me too. It's got lots and lots of bells and whistles and all kinds of cool features and stuff. So we've been going back and forth getting all that organized. And then I'm working 3 to 4 days a week. And don't get me wrong, I'm really enjoying my job, but it is a workout. Have you ever lugged around a pair of size 14 men's heavy duty work boots? Those suckers are heavy. They're heavy, and I spent all of yesterday lugging them around, one box at a time, which is about all I'm capable of. But I am enjoying the job. It's fun. It's a nice group of ladies that work there. There's a couple of men, but mostly it's ladies that work there, and it is a good place to work. They're very good to their employees. And it's nice getting back in the swing of things and, you know, getting out into the public. Really, size 13, holy smokes. Holy smokes. I'm enjoying being out in the public again, like working. I've always loved working. So, you know, for me, it's just a fun thing to do. So far, I'm working every weekend. And at first, I don't know. We're going to have to see how that works. I'm working every weekend, and I'm having a lot of fun. And I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens when it comes summertime and my grandkids want to come up, because they're likely to want to come up on the weekends, not during the week. As far as my husband and I are concerned, everything we do during the week. So I'm okay with working weekends in that respect. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I'm really enjoying it. So I'm kind of fitting in my cards where I can. I've already got your envelopes addressed for the 2 new catalogs that are coming in the mail to you. I'm not sure when I'm allowed to mail them. I'm going to find out tonight. I'll find out tonight when I'm allowed to mail them. If I can mail them tomorrow, I will. I just don't know if there's a time frame that they can't go out ahead of, because they really don't want you to have them until the 1st. But we'll see what happens. I'm gonna ask my upline today if I can pop them in the mail now, and if I can, I sure as heck will, because they're great. Lots of nice Christmas stuff in there. Again, there is the mini catalog with some Christmas stuff and some beautiful fall stuff as well, like Halloween and Thanksgiving, that kind of stuff. And then there's the celebration catalog, all kinds of free goodies, all kinds of free stuff you can get in there. Okay, and for every $60 you get a level 1 reward. If you spend $120, you get either a level 2 reward or 2 level 1 rewards. I'm afraid I've ordered so much, I think I have everything in the catalog now. I'm not sure, but I probably do. I probably do. So there's a little peek at some of the stuff you can expect to see in the catalog. Some beautiful papers and all kinds of new stamp sets and embellishments and stuff like that. So they're all ready in the envelopes. I just need the okay that I can drop them in the mail, and then I will mail them to you as soon. Yes, yours did take a long time, didn't it, Kim? Didn't it? I don't know. Maybe I'll just mail them. I'll check with Ange, but maybe I'll just mail. It's the 23rd. So that's like, how many? 30 days, half September, April, June, and there's only 30 days, so that's a week. Yeah, I'm going to pop them in the mail. That's a week. I mean, it's not a long time, depending on where it's going. They're all going to the Lower Mainland, but still, I think a week is okay. I think that's an okay time to mail them. So I hope you enjoyed that today. I certainly did. I really, really like this bundle. I've had it for a little while now, dying to get into it, but then I realized I hadn't ordered the punch. So that was pretty silly, but now I have it. Now I have it. All right, so you can watch your mail, because I am going to pop them in tomorrow. I'm not working tomorrow, so I can pop down to the post office and get those in the mail to you. And I hope you have a lovely evening, and thank you for joining me. Again, you can catch me Stampin' with Casey, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next time, hopefully tomorrow, but just watch your notifications, because you never know what happens around here on a Friday night. All right, bye for now.